welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do a little reading on Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson and see what was going on in their relationship, how it ended, and why. I feel like this is going to be a very cut and dry reading for them though, because one, I was dragging my feet about doing this reading 3 months ago. Um, so I feel like it was already faded for what we see now, and it might have just popped out. Like had I done the reading then, it may have just been the same as what I'm seeing now. It's like very cut and dry, and I just felt bored about it. Okay, but we're here now because I am a little nosy. I'm sure you are too. That's why you're here. But if you wanted to know what was going on with them, stay tuned. In the meantime, make sure that you hit the like button, the subscribe button, because I do have all of the tea. I do report on many different areas within the collective, and you may find some of that content very intriguing. Okay. Also, follow me on TikTok, Karmic Central, Karmic.Central. Search that in the search bar, all the good stuff. All right. So, um, family is really important to Klay Thompson, okay? And he may even be somewhat of a mama's boy. That energy has been kind of like picking up, but there's something about like family being like the main interference in this relationship. And I'm picking up on him being somewhat of like emotionally immature, but also just very people pleasing, and his family creates a certain dynamic where he feels equally dependent on them for feedback on certain things. So it's kind of like uh, Megan came in the relationship feeling like the more the relationship progressed, the more that there would be a challenge, because she felt as though like his family didn't like her, or something about, she feels like your family won't like me, or maybe that was even a thought that he had, that she would not be well accepted by his family. Either way, this feeling of like not being chosen ultimately is what has kind of like driven their breakup, if they are broken up indeed. Okay. Now, another thing I'm picking up on is somebody getting the wrong advice from someone. So again, if this is Klay, kind of reaching out to his family, trying to figure out what he should do in this situation, he may have gotten the wrong advice, or he may have interpreted advice, or could have been using getting advice as like a reason to kind of like end the relationship. It does feel like if it is ended, it was done on his part, and he used his family as like the reason. I do see though, in kind of like equal measure, Megan really wanting to start a family with him, like almost fetishizing the idea of having a family, like being pregnant, something about like her being pregnant. Um, Now there's always the possibility of them not using protection, and maybe they had like a little pregnancy scare, and that's why we saw this kind of like rush, where I mean it wasn't a rush, but it just depends on how you look at the situation. Like she started meeting family members and all of that. So I don't know if like he felt obligated to kind of go through those steps, but either way, that scare I think got him, shook into reality, like having a reality check of certain things. Um, this insecurity kind of also played into like Megan's mental, because I think she thought when he would pull back that this would be more so about like there's somebody else. And now that I'm seeing this, it's not that. It's like it's not so much that it's someone else that he's entertaining romantically. It's like someone else in terms of his family, like him being very susceptible to the impression or opinion of other people. So, or the opinion other people have of him. Okay, so she's absolutely, I want to say, I am seeing that she was like head over heels for him. She really thought that they would probably have a long term relationship, but I'm seeing on his end that it looks more like it was a fling, that just continue to run the clock. So it's almost like he never really expected to get it this far. There's something also here about him being obsessed with her physical body, like her body being an obsession, and that's kind of like what lured him in or how she was able to attract him. But it looks like somebody is kind of like not really being honest about who they are or about whether or not they would choose them, or like ultimately does he even care is like the question that she has been asking herself. Does he really care? Because what he told her, again, this is how I'm seeing this whole situation. What he told her is a completely different story. It's like, I need more time. I need more time. I'm going to choose you, but I just need more time because I have to say, I have to explain this aspect to my family or something. And it made her very, like, very insecure, very jealous at times too, as well. Because I said, in her mind, it could have, like, made her dramatize certain scenarios that weren't really real, like cheating, when it's more so about like family interfering. So she was very self-conscious. Um, and I think this is like where the frustration comes in, because she kind of looks at it like you should be able to trust your own intuition and be able to like find a way to me without like other people being involved in the conversation or your thought process. Really, like, I understand that you consult with your family, or you um I understand that you're very close to them, so she can understand like what the influence of family can have on your decision making. But there's something about her wanting him to kind of have a backbone, and be responsible for his own emotions, because he does have a good head on his shoulders, but it's like he can easily be influenced, and that's kind of annoying. The fact that there can always be this level of interference, and it's like she wishes that he had more control, not only of his life a little bit more, but also that he would steer the relationship um, more clearly. Okay, so that is the overall. I feel like I'm just gonna leave it there. That's what happened. It's not really that. I didn't find it to be surprising. If it resonated with you guys, if you guys know more tea than me, if you guys have been reading some details within the headlines that make sense with what you've been hearing, let me know in the comments. I always love to hear your feedback, and it's always helpful to kind of see like where, you know, um, the headspaces of the collective. So I love you guys. I will see you in the next reading. The next one is going to be a good one.